Welcome and to today's Sabassembler. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, since we're trying to reach the 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and every subscriber counts, so don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button too. Okay, and also thank you to all my other fellow collectors and fellow Sabassemblers who've already supported my channel. I really appreciate that. So let's continue with today's video. As you know, today we have the XM Studios Nightwing from XM Studios Batman Samurai line. This is a statue I've been anticipating for quite a while and waiting to unbox, and finally it's here. So we can get to unboxing this bad boy. So let's just see what's inside this packaging box. This is not actually a very big box. It's not small, but it's, I would say, like medium size and has a cubical shape. But it's not that heavy either. XM Studios is known for much larger and heavier boxes than this one. So inside, as usual, we have this black envelope with their beautiful art print, and just give you a close look up on how it looks like. Actually, a beautiful picture of Nightwing in his samurai style. And here we have all the packaging guides and the QR code for the assembly, and we'll just put these things away for now. Here, I hope you can see it. Just like all the other Batman Samurai line boxes, this one comes with a small, kind of bluish, dark blue, light blue kind of tone with some small kind of weathering designs, similar to all the other Batman Samurai statues from XM Studios. And on the side we have saying like DC and XM Studios, and of course the Batman logo on top. As usual, we have like XM Studios nice hardcover boxes, really very sturdy, solid, and let's just take this piece off. As I said before, this is not like a really heavy box. But it does take up some space. We're on the one side we have a short description of Nightwing, and the other side we have all the crew members who are involved in producing this piece, names listed up. Okay, so I'll do the unboxing first and get back to you with the assembly after that.
ያጫውታሉ ደንዬ ጎጃም ተወልጄ ጎጃም አድጌያለሁ ደንዬ ደግነት ጀግንነት ፍቅር ወርሻለሁ ያሳይሻለሁ ደንዬ 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 ዳሞት ጃቢተና አንጓጉሰው በርማ አጣፍቶ የሚያለብሰው ፍቅር እንደሸማ ሰው ስራ ወዳድ አፈሩ ለምለም እንሂድ ብር ሸለቆ ወርቅና ማርያም ደሜ 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 ቻየሽውና የጎጃም እንዝና ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልት ያለሽ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልት ያለሽ ኧረ ገና 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 ቻየሽና ቶቄን መቻየሽው የውሃ ቃኑን ለአገር ቀርቶ ለዓለም የሚተርፈውን ዲማም ተሻገሪ ዋሸራም እለፊ ሞልቶም ይፈስበት የቅን የጥራፊ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልት ያለሽ ገና 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 ምን አይተሽ ልት ያለሽ ደንዬ 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 የትም ሄጃለሁ እግሬ ካደረሰው ደንዬ ቤቱ ለእንግዳ ነው ወትሮም የጎጃም ሰው ወትሮም ያገሬ ሰው ደንዬ ያባየ ጣና እናት የፍቅር አብነት ደንዬ ለምለም አገር ጎጃም አምሳለ ገነት አምሳለ ገነት ደንዬ 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 ትከሻውን ሰበቅ በቁመት አመታ የሞተን ያነቃል የጎጃም እስክስታ አታሞው ብቱት ወጥሞቅ አርጉለት አማራዊ ጨሳል አንድ ምት ያለለት
Okay, welcome back. I've unboxed all the individual pieces and they're all right here next to me, and we have the nice, beautiful and relatively large base right here in front of me, and it's got this typical Asian style base similar to the one from Batgirl, and it's really nice actually. And all I can say up to now is that Nightwing does actually come with quite a lot of individual pieces, and we'll see how those are going to fit together. So first would be this large piece of some kind of building of wood. It's got a lot of weathering on it, beautiful paint job, and it's got one smaller peg right here, and that fits into the right side of, the side of the right arm of this kind of demon or goblin statue here. And let's see how that fits in. Okay, now it fits in. Took a little bit of movement. And next would be, I believe, this other smaller piece of wood, which also has a small peg, and that fits in right in between this piece we just put in and fits into the base. And also that fits in nicely. Next would be this smaller piece of rock that fits into the left arm of this demon or whatever it is statue, and that fits in with a magnet, no issues there. So this is already looking like something already, wow, getting pretty excited. Next would be the main body of Nightwing, which has, I believe, one small key and a huge peg that fits in right in the back and fits in both sides, and wow, voila, beautiful, no issues there, and almost went in by itself. That's the way I like statues. That's how everything is supposed to fit in. Unfortunately, it doesn't always, but it should. Okay, next, let's start with the first way, and let's start with the right arm without the hand on it, which should fit in to his body right here. And next should be the other left arm, also with a key magnet without the hand, and that fits in also beautifully. And I believe in the back of Nightwing there's this piece which holds the two clubs. He also, which also has a switch out. If you're not posing him with the clubs in the hand, you can just stick this one inside his back. And there's a very fine, longer peg that fits in also nicely. So we have these 4 of these small daggers, which all have some kind of magnet, and they go. 2 of them go on the right, on his right thigh, and they just like stick in there. Just stay there in place with the magnet. And 2 of them on his right leg, and 2 of them go here on his left leg. I don't think they fit in to a certain place. They're all identical. That's the way I see it. Since there's no key or any color coding to them, they just stay there in place. So the right hand, for the first one, let's just try one with the which should we try out? Or with the left hand, or with the left hand, then we have the one with the dagger in his hand, and that one should just fit in like that without any issues. And the right hand, also just an empty hand with which also goes in with the magnet. And last, which face portrait should we use? Let's use the regular one. Oops, I'll probably have forgotten to turn off my phone. That shouldn't happen, but these people will have to wait. Just put this away. Okay, so here we have the first pose of Nightwing, and this is looking really nice. Beautiful. So, well, this statue comes actually with a lot of details on the base and on on Nightwing himself too. I mean, the suit and everything else, the paint job on this, wow, beautiful. I mean, we could just quickly switch out the portrait. We have this other kind of RoboCop kind of look, or futuristic look. I guess you could use each one for whichever way you want to do it. And we have also another one with this kind of Asian style, more like a wolf, or yeah, I guess like a wolf kind of face. And that also looks beautiful. Okay, so I've put the statue together and I'll take some moments to look at it and get back to you then. Okay, welcome back. I've had some time to look at the statue and I'm very much impressed. And before we continue with the review, let's just try out another two of the switch outs. Here we have the one just holding the daggers, and let's try the one with the clubs. So let's first take out the hand with holding the one dagger and put this one aside, and also take out the arm. Well, actually the arm the left arm has to stay inside, and we put in the hand with the holding the this club. And for the right arm, we just switch out the hand too, and also that fits in beautifully. And since he's actually holding the clubs in his arm, we have to remove the clubs on his back, because that wouldn't make any sense. When you're not using these, you actually get a small piece. Small piece you could actually just stick in behind to cover up for the hole, and that would just go inside there. And I don't think I will ever be using this one because it's kind of boring, I think, in my eyes. But I mean, everyone might have his own opinion. So okay, here we have the next option, holding the clubs in his hand, more like the clubs, like police officers use to hit down all the people on the street. And okay, so I mean, this also looks pretty dynamic and really, look more like a kung fu style and ready to attack. Especially I think this actually fits very well with this portrait. I mean, we can switch him out, of course. We can use the more like a classical look of Nightwing. This also looks good. I mean, wow. I'm actually very much happy with this statue. And okay, so, and just the last switch out for the right arm, we have this huge bow. I mean, this is actually pretty big, and I mean the strings on this are actually mixed media and not sculpted. And this one also just should fit in with a magnet, and it does. It's a little bit loose, I'll be honest. And for the bows, we will have to switch out the arm too. There comes. First, we would have to use the this case for all the arrows we have here, and this one also fits in behind. We would just have to remove the small piece from before and fit this one in. And we'll put this aside again. So we use the other left arm with the hand already connected to it, which kind of shows him kind of reaching back for the arrows. So these arrows are all individual. You just have to put those in behind individually. They're actually quite big. I think you just have to put in all of them and just fit in one into his hand where he's about to grab one. Just like that. More like that, and this looks beautiful. I assume this is probably the way I'll be displaying it. I think the bow and arrow pose is, I think, a must for this statue. I think this is the most impressive version rather than the clubs, and definitely not the one with the with the small daggers in his hand. I mean, they're not bad, but this one, compared to this one, they're just peanuts. That's my opinion. And wow, it's a beautiful statue, especially with the base, with the suit, and it's just, try it out with another portrait. Might also look good with the kind of Asians look. Beautiful. Okay, coming back to the review, I think up to now XM's done a great job to add Nightwing into their samurai line, and when you see the statue, immediately you know that it's Nightwing and not any other character we're supposed to kind of still figure out, but the concept's amazing, the base too, and since I'm a huge fan of XM's Batman Samurai line, and up to now I have like all of their pieces and I'm just crazy about them. They look great, and this one's gonna be another great piece in my collection from the Batman Samurai line. So as usual, I think I love the way XM kind of combines this futuristic look with the traditional historical Asian style, where you have this historical old traditional Asian base with this kind of historical kind of, I don't know, is it a goblin or is it a demon kind of base with the sack and this traditional kind of huge wooden pillars broken off during battle damage or other kinds of reasons, or maybe a tsunami or so. I don't know. Whatever it is, it still looks great. The paint job on the statue is phenomenal. I think XM's done another great job with their samurai statues, the weathering, and even these metal rings around the pillars. The way they've added this rusty kind of look on them, it is amazing. It looks very much real. I think partially it is actually real metal. If not, then XM's done a great job to make it look like that. If I really had anything to complain about, it might be maybe the stone again, of where XM still sometimes, I believe, struggles to create this more realistic look of stone. But otherwise, I think this is great. Maybe another issue with this statue might be these connection pieces on the hands. They're a little bit wobbly and loose, and sometimes you might think they would fall out. I had a similar issue with the other left arm holding the club or the small dagger, but I mean, it's not like gonna fall out, but it is a little bit loose. So that's just one thing where XM could have kind of done better. I don't know if it's just like quality control or what it is, or if it's just a problem with the magnet. But whatever it is, it could have definitely been done better. And also seam lines are definitely not an issue on this piece. I couldn't really find any seam lines on the statue. None you would, I mean, see immediately. Even after looking closely on the arm, I mean on the neck, there's nothing. Or on the, maybe a small one on his left arm where he's kind of reaching backwards, but I think that would be it. Going further up to Nightwing himself, the bodysuit I think is great. You have this futuristic kind of robotic look, design with various different types of textures and shadings, and wow, what else to mention? You have blues, grays, darker grays, lighter grays, gold colors, and wow. And I mean, you have this almost, I don't know, it looks a bit like a futuristic battle suit or motorbike kind of protection suit. I don't know, like on the sides even you have these different fibers, and I don't know if you can see those now, that keep the armor in place. And on the sides, on the insides, every single stitch is also connected, and I think XM's done a phenomenal job there. And even these light blue tones with the designs, and wow. Just one thing I don't understand in this statue is, I mean, it looks great, this Asian design with the wolf mask of Nightwing, but what I don't understand is, maybe someone has an answer for that, why they use a wolf. I could understand more if they were using some kind of bird or so, because I mean, it's Nightwing. I mean, if it were kind of eagle or a falcon or something, I could understand that, but a wolf, somehow, I don't know, it just doesn't work out for me. It looks great, but just the background connection for me doesn't quite make sense. And apart from that, you have all these different, all these light blue tones, shadings all around his armor, and even in the hair. Like when you go close to the hairs of Nightwing, you have these small, fine blue tones painted into the hair. So even the hairs has a kind of blue look to it. Beautiful. Maybe we might want to just switch out with this futuristic look. I mean, they did a similar thing for Batgirl, but I don't really like this one. It's has this kind of RoboCop look to it, and it just doesn't work out for me. It doesn't kind of fit in with the rest of the scenery of this base and statue, and also the line. It would be too much of the future. I mean, the bodysuit is already futuristic, but with this portrait, I think it just goes over the border. That's where you kind of lose the idea that this is supposed to be Nightwing. Okay, and let's look at the size of this statue. I think this is the tallest possible way to display him, with the arrows looking up to the top. I think from the bottom to the top of the arrow, it's like about 62 centimeters tall, and wide it would be like 45 centimeters, 46 centimeters wide, and deep about 44 centimeters. Very similar depth and width of the statue, but I mean, it's not a huge statue, but it's not a small statue either, so I'd say it's more like an average size statue, and I'm very much happy with it. So I'm still deciding how to display with which portrait and which ones I'm going to be boxing up again, and I'm pretty sure this one is going to be one of those I'll be putting back in the box. So okay, so I hope you liked today's show, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We're trying to reach the 1,000 subscribers, so God bless you, God bless our statues, and have a nice day.
أما ليلي ليلي وردان تهلا وزما ليلي نانو وزما ليلي نانو أما ليلي ليلي بونتون تهلا tala wezamalele nano wezamalele nano amalele wartan tala wezamalele nano wezamalele nano turumbulle shaka turumbulle ويا دخيوان بلي يانا يانا شجع يانا يانا ويوجن بيا بنا عجبت بشانو ما وردان تهلا ويأدين وان جيراني ويأدين وان جيراني بشانو ما بونتون تهلا ويأدين وان جيراني ويأدين وان جيراني جالة تكو ما بونتون تهلا وقلبي ما هيراني وقلبي ما هيراني شكاترمبولي ويا دخيوان بولي يانا يانا شكا يانا يانا ويوجن بيا بنا عجبات Oiru tanya kutu werdantala Wina naunin tura Wina naunin tura Eiru tanya kutu bontuntala Wina naunin tura Wina naunin tura Afana somana werdantala Sidungadunin tura Sidungadunin tura Turumbulle shaka turumbulle ويا دخيوان بولي يانا يانا شكا يانا يانا ويوجن بيا بونا ودربونا بونتون تالا والقلوكي فنا والقلوكي فنا خد ودربونا بونتون تالا والقلوكي فنا والقلوكي فنا نولجو دائما بونتون تالا والوالقوتي فنا والوالقوتي فنا شكاترمبولي ويا دخيوان بولي يانا يانا شكا يانا يانا ويوجن بيا يانا ونشي شكا يانا ونشي ويمن ماي نكاشي ترمبولي شكاترمبولي ويا دخيوان بولي يانا يانا شكايا